Social media world, my name is Josh Reed, coming to you again with another video for you. Hopefully this will help you out, give you guys a little bit of information to really progress through your lives. But today I really wanted to talk about wanting to be successful is not enough to be successful. And simply what I mean by that is too many times we sit there and we say, well, I want to be successful, I want to do this, and I want to do that. And we find that we never really do anything about it. It's always kind of this idea in the back of our minds, and whether it be out of fear or lack of knowledge and knowing how to do it, it may be a roadblock. But at the same time, it's kind of getting over that fear and really putting pen to paper. If you want to be successful and you have this bug in the back of your head about things that you want to do and whether you think you have the resources or not, the best thing you could always do is just sit down one day and get a piece of paper out and start writing your ideas down. They don't have to be in any specific order, but put a pen to paper and then figure out what you want to do. And then after that, make yourself a plan of action. It's funny how I ended up starting Tier 1 Consulting LLC. And to put it in perspective, it had been something I've been thinking about doing for a couple years and never got over my fear. Told myself that I didn't have the resources and came up with a bunch of excuses of why I couldn't do it. So when I was sitting down with my fiance's mom one day, we were out having a couple drinks on the back porch, and she kind of just flat out asked me and said, what do you want to do with your life? I wasn't happy where I was at. I wasn't happy in my career, and I was like, well, this is what I want to do. And she asked me a really simple question, and she just said, well, why don't you do it? And as I started coming up with the excuses and reasoning for my own benefit, she just looked at me and she says, just get started, just do it. And not to take anything away from Nike with that, but it's a real fact. Like, we're so resourceful as individuals that we really underestimate our capabilities. And it wasn't, I think maybe a week later, a week and a half later, I find myself writing down a plan of action, and then of course going in and researching what it would take for me to start that business and what it would take for me to really succeed and move through things. I mean, I didn't have the funds to hire a web designer. I didn't have the funds for marketing or anything like that. I had to save up to get my licensing through the state and federally and set all of that up. But next thing you know, what's ended up happening was I learned how to build my own website. I learned how to do all of the things that I had doubts and fears about because I wrote it down, I gave myself a plan of action, and I went through with it. I heard a statement not too long ago that went along the lines of a dream is just a dream without action, and it really kind of puts things in perspective. If you think that you have an idea or you want to accomplish a dream, you need to do something about it. And that starts with simply organizing your thoughts and organizing and really learning on how to do it instead of saying, well, I can't do it. Because the first step is learning how you're going to do it. And if you're not willing to take the time and the energy to really go, okay, well, I need to learn about this, see what it really entails, then you're not ready to start your dream. And I think we get away from that a lot. I think that we let our emotions and everything around us and the fears that the world has instilled in us say, well, it's going to be a tough road. There's going to be a lot of challenges. You don't have the money and all of these other excuses as to why we can't do it. And we're not looking at it as why can't we do it? And I really believe that is one of the biggest obstacles that you will overcome is just getting down and getting it done. And I hope that, you look at yourself in the mirror one day and go, I did it. Because it's really as simple as that. If you want to be successful, you have to take the action to do it. I'm not saying it's not going to take you a year or 2 years to figure it out. And if it does, and you figure it out, what was the harm? Why wouldn't you be happier taking a little bit longer time to making sure that everything's right than jumping into it and then getting overwhelmed with stuff that you didn't know about? And I really hope that that what I'm telling you gives you some type of motivation to say, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And I fully believe that if anybody can do it, and I'm on the road to that, and I've done it, it can be you. And I think that we really just get bogged down by the idea that we can't, And I think if you say that you can't do something, someone has actually said that you're not able to do it somewhere in your life. The fear of doing it, or you've been so overwhelmed with other things that you think by taking this step into this plan of action that you're going to be able to do it. And I'm not saying that when you finally go, okay, yeah, let's do it, you put a plan in action, you start following that plan, that you're not going to stumble, that you're not going to have these hiccups, because you're going to. But you really need to want it bad enough that you actually get it stuck in your mind and get it so ingrained in there that you'll figure out a way. I mean, you got to think, at one point we didn't invent the wheel. At one point the internet wasn't invented. And at one point cell phones weren't around. And those people had this idea and they said, you know what, we can do it. And I assure you that when they went to investment firms and things like that, that they had been shot down repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly, but they found a way. They were resourceful and they did everything necessary to do it. We always see these positive things online, and I'm going to reference kind of something that I saw online today. It wasn't really a meme, I guess, but it was kind of Michael Jordan's stats on his failures in his basketball career, and he had missed over 3,000 shots. He had lost, I think, over 300 games, and he had missed 26 attempts at the game-winning shot. And through those failures, he still found success. He didn't let it bog him down. He didn't let it do anything but motivate him. And I hope that you're looking at this video and going, you know what, I can do this. I can be that person, because you absolutely can be. You just have to know everything in your soul and about what you want to do, that's what you want to do. And as long as you put it into action, you're going to be able to accomplish it no matter the struggle, no matter the lack of funds. You're going to be resourceful and you're really going to make it happen. And that's what my hope is for everybody that watches my videos, that they can be inspiring and that I can help them achieve their dreams. I mean, that was what my company was founded on. And if there's anything, obviously, any word of advice that I can give you is just get started. So that's my tidbit for the day. Of course, there are plenty of more videos to come, and if you love the content, make sure that you absolutely share it and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So if you have any topics or any questions that you have for me, please feel free to message me, and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. And until next time, we'll see you later.